Shalom. This is Ariel Ben Yasharala down here in Lions Den Camp. This is Ashar Ben Yasharala down here in Lions Den Camp. First and foremost, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Father, to the Son, and the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Call, Halayim, La, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Ha, Rakha, Kodash, Ma'amah. A double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. A double honor to our elder as well, our elder apostle as well, a hard one by Yasharala down here in the Lions Den Camp. A sincere water to the Akim, the Aquathim, and the Bunyan, who are pushing the brothers, the sisters, and the children who are pushing the truth to believe with sincerity. The water, Shalom. Last Saturday at camp, we was teaching, and a storm came over, and it was raining on us, and we was kind of like, some of the brothers was kind of taking shelter under the tree so we didn't get wet. But the whole time, the elder, he didn't go up underneath the tree. He just kept teaching, and he was teaching to a couple that was right there. And then eventually, the sun came out and everything was cool. And it made me think about this right here, 1 Kings chapter 19. I'm gonna start right at verse 4. This is Elijah. He's being threatened by Jezebel. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die and said, "It is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers." And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, an angel touched him and said unto him, "Arise and eat." And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee." And he arose and did eat and drink and went in the strength of that meat of Slack. And went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God. Right there, it says God. So, and I thought about this because, it was kind of spiritual, like just everything in life, how the elder was just pretty much just standing in the rain teaching. And that's all we got to do. We got to just stand on our post, stand on our watch and just continue to teach. All right. No matter what may come in. At that time it was rain, but just spiritually or in according to this carnal realm, or whatever, in brothers' personal lives, whatever you got going on, it's cool. It's chill. All right. Just take a nap. Just pray, read, fast, take a nap. All right. Because right here, Alicia, he was probably spazzing. He was going through a lot. All right. Like a lot of us do in this society. All right. And even more, he was being chased after Jezebel. All right. So he was going through a lot. He said he wanted to die. He said, "It's enough." He said, I'm done. I'm through. Just going through a lot. He took a nap. Angel's just like, "Hey, yo, get up and eat and drink." And then, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's just continuing in the faith. All right, these words right here were written for our learning and for the times that we're in right now. All right, so we just have to continue to remember and rely on the strength of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi first and foremost.
This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. It says, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So man, he feel like he was at wit's end, he give up. But at the same time, the Lord is not going to just simply let you do that. If you're doing His work and you're just simply having a spiritual toll like vestation, a mental toll, whatever this life hands you out, and you just take it in. But ultimately, if you have the spirit, the knowledge, understanding, and the spirit, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord Yahweh, the Lord is not gonna give you that type of rest when you don't need it at that specific time. He'll give it when you need it. just like was it Hosea or basically another proverb of before times, the Lord increasing his life 10 more years.
I think he was on the deathbed too.
Yeah.
I think he got extra 15 years.
So this just like in that time, the Lord ain't gonna take away your life if you need it at that moment. You know, so you may be weary, but fret not. It said, well, one more time, it says Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. It says, let us not be weary in well doing. You know, so he was a well doing man prophet. It says, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So we'll reap everything the Lord has, promised his people, in today's time. Nothing new under the sun. We're gonna reap everything that the Most High and His Son promised. At least Yahawashi came back on this earth 2,000 years ago. Where He promised His men, His servants, His saints, be in the kingdom.
Right. And even more so at that time, Elijah, he was asking to pass away because for his will's sake. All right, not because Lord, I don't want to offend the gospel, or I don't want to go against the law. So go ahead, take my soul. He was just saying just because he was tired, just for his own will. All right, we have to make sure we keep our mind focused on the will of the Lord. All right, because that's ultimately what needs to be done. What needs to be done so that we can get out of this place and go into a better state. I got a precept. This is 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For God, Yahawah, hath not given us the spirit of fear. All right, so we shouldn't be afraid of anything other than the Lord. All right, everything should just be what it is. All right, no matter who or what it is. All right, but of power. All right, and not of carnal power. All right, going out there like boasting your chest, lifting your chin up, and nothing like that. But knowing that you have power within you. Just knowing that you have power within you. All right, being like a kung fu master. He's the strongest dude. In the whole tea shop. But yeah, he got his high. He just chilling and sitting back. All right, but of power, of love. All right, and what is love? Love is keeping the commandments. All right, loving the Lord, loving yourself, loving your brother as yourself. All right, and of a sound mind. All right, a sound mind. I was reading another scripture that the good fruit of righteousness grows from peace. All right, so when we have a sound mind, all right, we have a peaceful mind. That's the soil and nutrients unto righteous good fruits coming forth from us. All right, so whatever you're going through, it's all right. the Lord got us. The Lord got us. And look what Israel is going through. All right, and we know that the Lord got us. So even on a smaller scale, Lord willing, we'll be at that number. The Lord got us.
It's Isaiah chapter 9. It's like Isaiah chapter 41 verse 9. It says, "Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called thee from the chief men thereof." This is the Most High talking to Jacob. It says, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. Oh, I think I missed the part. Okay, no. It says, verse 9, "Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee." Actually, I'll go up to verse 8. It says, "But thou Israel, art my servant, Jacob, which I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken away from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away." So, man, that's what the Lord is not going to do to ones that are tired. He give you an appropriate end. Anytime a story ends, another story happens ultimately. For any servant that put away, it's on prophesied that they gonna another servant gonna come back.
Right.
On the scene to do it again one more time. This is gonna be the last time it's gonna happen.
Right.
Now you got our priests back. None. It don't gotta be Levitical. Everyone is a priest out of each tribe of Israel. 12 tribes. You gonna have 144,000.
Priestly kings or kingly priests. Priest/king.
Indubitably. Out of the nation of Israel. All right. I'm gonna go to verse 14 of Isaiah chapter 41. It says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will
Right.
help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The comment says, fear not thou worm Jacob.
Right.
So, you know, like we're made weaker, we're made stronger in weakness. You know that we're a worm to the Lord, but ultimately we are his friend. You know that what it said, verse 8. We're his friend. You know, we're his servant, and we're ultimately supposed to do what he is willing us to do. You know, if we're his servants, that's what we made it. That's what we literally made to be before we were formed in the belly. So take us, you know, wanting to take this away, you want to do that. You know, not you know, shaming nobody, nothing like that.
Right.
But
hey, there was an anime clip I saw, and it was a dude. He used to be like a mafia dude, or he has martial arts training, but he's supposed to keep a low profile. And so these two dudes were trying to mug him, and in his mind he was like, "Yeah, these some low level thugs." Da da da. He said, better play it safe and just act scared. He was like, "Oh, oh," and he was playing, bitching up and shit like that. And then the dude threw a punch. He was like, "I can see that punch coming a mile away. I'm just gonna take it on the forehead and then fall down." And so like the whole time he looked like he getting beat up, but this whole time he's trying to. He know he has the power to demolish these guys, but he's helping them to like beat him up and mug him. But then he didn't let him mug him. He was like, "All right, I'm just gonna run away." And he ran away, and they're like, "Hey, come back here!" But he was running so fast, and they were like, "Oh my gosh!" He was jumping over stuff and everything. But just bringing that up to say that as long as we remember the power of Yahawashi, no matter what we're going through, we're always going to be strong. We should always exhort Yahawashi, make sure that we're glorifying Him. All right, and just remembering the peace that He's given us to know who He is, know who we are, and know the reality, the true reality that surrounds us now. You got any more?
I think I had.
Oh, I got this one. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. So whatever you're going through, you dealing with somebody worldly, or well, if they're worldly, they're wicked. But if they're like semi, I don't say semi, but worldly and a wicked individual, it's straight. All right, because it's right here. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation. So whatever is tempting you, all right, rather than face it, or I'll say face it, but rather than focus on it, focus on the Lord even more.
Okay.
Focus on the Lord even more. All right, just like I think it was Peter. Well, he was walking on the water. Peter walked on the water with Yahawashi, but as soon as he took his focus off of Yahawashi, that's when he started sinking. All right, so we have to make sure that we're focusing on Yahawashi, so that we can get to that power of Yahawah, so that we can overcome anything that Yahawah gives us. All right.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. It says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahawah is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with this temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So come, man. The prophet Elijah, wanted the Lord, want to reproach. Basically, he wanted the Lord to take away his, give him rest a little bit. But it wasn't his time yet. It wasn't his time to end. For any prophet, you gotta see it out to the very end.
The only end we should be focusing on is the end of this kingdom. All right, that's the end that we want to see. All right, we want to pray that we live to see the end of this kingdom, to see this kingdom fall, to see the end of this place. All right, and see the start of a new kingdom. All right, that's what we want to see. All right, that's the goal. That's the goal, is to see America fall and to see Israel rise. That's the goal. All right, fuck everything else. All right, you can get money in this place, whatever. Secure, whatever. That's cool, but ultimately, our the apple of our eye, on on the forefront of our mind should be the destruction of America and the rise of Israel.
God, and once again, it is reiteration of First Corinthians chapter 10:13. It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able to bear it. So the Lord gave Elijah able the ability to bear it by allowing the angel to come down and give some cake and drink, slip it away, and then continue his mission. So that's the main thing that the Lord will allow you to have, is to have the ability to bear whatever you need to bear. You need rest right then, but at the time, the Lord will make sure you got to get right back in the field, keep going until your expected end has come. Ultimately, for the powers in today's time, our expected end is the kingdom, or to be 1/3. That was how we have the hope for elect, though. Go ahead.
No, it's just beautiful how the Lord heard his prayer. The Lord heard his prayer, and then turned to an angel and was like, "Hey, yo, go make him something to eat, go something to drink. Just tap him up, make sure he all right."
Yeah,
it's simple. It's just simple. It's just the simplicity of Yahawashi is beautiful. All right, we all struggle with the flesh, and the Lord knows that we struggle with the flesh, but at the same time, just focus on the spirit. All right, just focus on the spirit. The angel, hey yo, get something to eat, man. Get something to eat, get something to drink.
I do equate that with like a woman being a servant. Like how your woman be hungry or be depressed, or she ain't got nothing to eat. That's how we is to the Most High. We're a servant, and we need a little time.
Then when you give your woman some
vessel.
God's like it.
Go ahead.
Now when you give your woman some food, she start dancing while she eat.
Yeah.
She in a better mood.
That good. Man. We the wicked vessel for you, Yahawashi. We need to think stuff out. We need to think stuff out rationally before we head in first. That's like you do for our head being Yahawashi Mashiach. Him giving us that the ultimate push and the ultimate power to keep moving how we're supposed to be moving. You got another one?
That was Elijah was the only one I really had, and bringing out the precepts.
All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9. It says, "And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." So come on, man, our strength our strength and is ultimately from this vexation and the weakness we have in the flesh, and of course the mental part, but that comes that's a spiritual like madness or upsetness, being vexed by this world and being weary and tired. That stuff that this world will hinder us, and make us think that we're not perfect, or we're not doing the right thing, or we need rest, but we're not tired for real. It's on the beginning. We almost at the end.
Gone.
We almost at a completed part of our mission. So to stop now is irrefutable. It's unimaginable.
It's almost dawn.
Yes.
All right. I mean, it's almost twilight. Like the sun is about to peak up. The sun is about to rise up. All right. During this dark time. All right. This is James chapter 1, verse 14. "But every man is tempted when he is drawn away when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren." Right. That's when temptation it comes in. It says when you're drawn in of your own lust. All right. When you see something that will make your flesh feel good, But spiritually, all right, but spiritually, it's not going according to the Lord. That's not going according to the scriptures. All right. So you want to make sure that we pray that the Lord grabs the bridles, grabs the reins of our flesh, so that way we don't get enticed, we don't get tempted, with our own lust. All right, with our flesh. All right, and that's the simplicity of the Lord again. That every well, I say like all the bad thoughts and all that stuff. That's just the flesh. That's all. It's just the flesh and the spirit. That's what we're working on. That's what we're our spirit is battling our flesh, and our flesh is battling our spirit. Well, we have to feed our spirit, all right, rather than our flesh. That's why you fast, all right. You take a little bit of power away from the flesh, so that way you know how to use your spirit. All right, read so that way your spirit eats. All right, pray so that way your spirit prayer. That's like what's the name? That's I don't say that's working out, but that's more like therapy. That's more like just letting everything go, giving everything unto the Lord. You're giving everything unto the Lord. You know. You got any more scripture? Precept?
I'll go finish that phrase.
All right, go ahead.
It's 2 Corinthians chapter 30, chapter 12, verse 9. And it says, He said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distress for Hamashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So once again, the weakness that we have in the flesh and the vexation that we get from this world is ultimately the strength that the Lord is giving us. Because this is the opposite of the spirit being this world. And through that, it will be made strong through the spirit of Yahawashi, allowing us to keep going further and further, knowing that this is our mission. We sit here just like any of the prophet before us to be here, to tell our people about the stress of this place, tell about the prophecy that come to pass, the MTB, the crying for the spiritual wine, and the crying for firstly the crying is physical wine, the economic collapse. So knowing that we almost at the end of this walk, what manner of person should you be in? You got to be in the spirit of Yahawashi, knowing that this nighttime place with night crawlies is finna turn. Everything's finna be shown. All the shame is finna be shown. The other's place, and the night is finna slack you. The sun is finna shine.
I thought you were about to say the night is far spent.
Oh yeah, night's gonna be going. The night's far spent, and sun and day is coming. You ain't gonna be tired.
So with that, we're gonna end it. Lord willing, this was edifying. Helped anybody that was supposed to help or anything like that. We're gonna close it out by giving all praise, glory, honor, and glory to the Father and to the Son, and the Pale Hebrew tongue once more. Call, Halayim, La, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who rule well and teach well. A double honor to our elder apostle as well, down here in Lions Den Camp, a hard one, Ben Yashrala. A sincere water to the Akim, the Aquathim, and the Bunyan, the brothers, the sisters, and the children who are pushing truth and believe with sincerity. The water Shalom.